Good afternoon, anybody that's living in North America, I guess. Another Lewted stream. Today I decided to go over the Black Sea Colonies. The Black Sea Colonies are basically Greek factions that have gone past Greece and decided to migrate more to the east. All three Black Sea Colonies are a mixture of Greek with another faction. Like, for example, these two are this one is Greek and nomadic, this one is Greek and Eastern, and this one is Greek and barbarian. Yeah. I mean, mind you that they only have two barbaric units, both of which are Galatian. Colchis has Cartly Axemen, Hillmen. They also have noble blood cav and horse archers and skirmishers. Cimmeria has young axes. Steppe spearmen, which you don't see with the nomads because these two you don't see in multiplayer because the nomads can only use them in the campaign. You can't recruit steppe spearmen, however, for some reason. I think it's a glitch. Anyway, I'm going to start off with Cimmeria because they're my favorite Black Sea Colony faction. But I mean, I don't think these factions get enough recognition, to be honest. Like, Cimmeria does because they have a good variety of bow units. And I mean, they specialize more in bows as do the nomads. Specifically the Royal Scythians. But at the same time, they tend to be abandoned in favor for either a nomadic faction, which even people don't like, or you go with Parthia or Armenia because they have elite Persian archers. But I mean, I think the Cimmerian ones are better than those, even the Syrian heavy archers. And I'm going to go over them right now. I'm just checking out my dashboard to see if everything's alright, and then I'll start. Everything's fine. And as always, nobody's watching when like the first 30 minutes or an hour. Nobody will be watching, but that's fine. If people want to watch past broadcasts, I don't bother. I mean, I don't have any problems with that. I don't make highlights out of faction overviews. I'm going to do that after I've done all of them. But I'm going to put it all into one highlight, not try to make every faction, their own separate highlight. However, if I do record it, I'll just upload it to YouTube. Anyway, Cimmeria is the very first faction that I'm going over for the Black Sea Colonies. I believe the Black Sea Colonies is on sale right now because this is the summer sale. Anyway, noble horse archers I've gone over before. However, the nomadic version is different from the Parthian/Armenian version. Noble horse archers are instead a heavy missile cav instead of a super heavy. They do not have nearly the same armor as the Parthian/Armenian version. I think they're closer to the armored horse archer version. I mean the armored horse archers. They have 40 missile damage, 125 range, 7 shots per minute, 15 ammunition, which is regular. However, they have 49 melee attack, 34 weapon damage, and that's a trait that you'll probably see with a lot of higher tier skirmisher cav, which at first I thought was weird. However, it makes them quite versatile against infantry. Not so much against cav, but more infantry, because once let's just say you're shooting your bow, right? Eventually, you probably will get chased down by a spear unit. If You can catch it out of position. You can just skirmish away. If it gets caught by one of your own units, you can just hit the back of the spear unit. Problem solved. They're also useful for chasing down skirmishers, foot skirmishers. That's another plus. 16 charge, 16 defense, 40 armor, 85 health, 60 morale. Cimmerian noble infantry are the Hoplite version. They're the veteran. Well, they're the high tier Hoplites that the Cimmerians have. They have 41 melee attack, 30 weapon damage, 15 bonus versus large, 21 charge, 60 melee defense, 80 armor, 65 health, 70 morale. Melee infantry, they have 1 unit of melee infantry, young axes. The reason why I've never gone over these guys is because only Cimmeria has them in the multiplayer. All nomadic factions will have young axes and you can recruit them. However, when you play later on into the game, these guys become quite useless because they are worse than hillmen and they tend to lose against even Celtic warriors if you go that deep. 28 melee attack, 26 weapon damage, no bonus versus large, 14 charge, 51 melee defense, 15 armor, 45 health, 25 morale. Steppe spearmen are the spear version of young axes. They do have 30 bonus versus large, and which is, as I mentioned before, a trait that you'll see with some low tier spear units. This actually helps the Cimmerians win against some heavier cav factions, like maybe even Carthage. 14 melee attack, 20 weapon damage, 30 bonus versus large. They fight a cavalry unit. Their melee attack goes to 44 and their weapon damage goes to 50. Moving on, 14 charge, 52 melee defense, 45 armor, 45 morale, 45 health, 45 morale. They can also form square. Militia hoplites I've gone over. Scythian hoplites they're like Etruscan hoplites. However, they're a lot weaker when it comes to combat. They have the same bonus versus large, and so are more useful when you're helping your own cavalry engagements, and I'll explain why you want to do that later on. 30 melee attack, 25 weapon damage, 20 bonus versus large, 20 charge, 56 melee defense, 80 armor, 55 health, 50 morale. Hoplites I've gone over. Move over to missile infantry. These two I've gone over. Steppe archers I've not gone over. They're basically a stronger version of the Eastern archers. And that's something that's very notable with the nomads. But again, you cannot recruit these guys in the campaign for the nomads. However, you can with Cimmeria. You also can't use infantry with the nomads, if I haven't mentioned that already. 40 missile damage, which is good. 150 range, which is better. 66 shots per minute. Nothing else that's special. 10 armor, 45 health, 20 morale. These guys could get routed pretty easily. However, the heavy version, well, they're not really a heavy version, but Cimmerian heavy archers. These guys are, I guess, on par with Cretan archers. I think they have identical stats. However, Cretan archers do not have precision shot. The Syrian heavy archers, my goodness, are slightly weaker in combat than the Cimmerian version. They also have 35 missile damage. These guys have 40 missile damage, 150 range, 7 shots per minute, 15 ammunition, 16 melee attack, 20 weapon damage, 8 charge, 18 melee defense, 35 armor, 55 health, 55 morale. Picked peltasts. Now, Pergamon has these. I believe the Seleucids have these. I don't think the Macedonians have these. 41 missile damage, which high tier javelin units will have. 80 range, 8 shots per minute, which is on par with the light peltasts. However, one thing that picked peltasts have that no other javelin unit has is 10 ammunition. They can throw more javelins basically. I think it's just 2 more javelins per unit. Per model. 28 melee attack, 36 weapon damage, which is split